Hello, today we're going to do some over 2 crowning. If you do it in alternating colours like this, and this is in 8 strands, so 8 strand over 2 crowning. But if you do it in 8 strands and it's alternating colour, you come up with these nice helix spirals. So to start, it's fairly simple. Basically it's over 2, as the name implies. 1, 2. You start with this one. 1, 2, over. Now, I leave the first 2 raised like this. This is the next one, over 2. So keep them both raised, if you can see that, because we'll come through those at the end. This is your next one, goes over 2. Tuck it under your fingers. Keep it out of the way so you know which ones you've done. 1, 2. This one goes over 1, 2. Tuck it under your fingers. Your next one over 1, 2. Your next one, 1, 2. Your next one, now you go over that one, and that's number 2, so you go over 1, 2, which means you go through that first hole. This is why you leave those 2 raised at the beginning, so you can go through easily. The last one goes over 2. There's no more flappy ones to do, so you've got to go over that one and that one, which means you go through that double hole. Okay, so you're going through both of them. It's basically one circuit done. Now you just have to pull it tight. Go around loosely first to get the box slack out. Okay, now you can pull it really tight. The trick is when you're pulling it tight is to pull it in a straight line. If you pull it there, you can see you're loosening these ones as you go. So pull it in a straight line the way it forms. 1. Turn the piece around so that the next one is in a straight line. Turn the piece around. Turn it around. Keep going until you get the bulk of the slack out of each turn. You get quite fast at this after a while. And that's your last one. Okay, now I like things to be really tight. You end up with a much more solid finish. So I go around once more and pull it really tight, making sure it's a straight line. Can you hear those little clicks? That's the lay of the rope clicking into position. Last ones get really tight. And one more probably. Still can click. When you can't hear any more clicks, you can't tighten it any further. I think that should just about be it. Yep. Okay, that's one round. Basically, you just keep doing that once after another, and you end up with that. And if you can hear this, very hard, very firm, nice solid finish. With 8 chords, if you were doing over 1, you would end up with a much bigger hole in the middle, and they don't pull tight into each other. So you end up with quite a soft, floppy piece of work here. You can, of course, put a core in the middle of it, a piece of dowel or another piece of thicker line, and crown around that. That gives you a much firmer finish. But if you don't have a finish, the over 2 is a very good way. Even with a core, an over 2 will grip the core better. And as I say, if you use the alternating colours like this, you get a really nice finish. I make all this cord myself, and there'll be a link down below where you can buy it if you want. Thank you.